Coach Lee. Lisa and I want to wish you a heartfelt congratulations on your special day. It's hard to believe that it's been over 20 years since our last meeting, but we were so happy to hear that you were being inducted into the United States Table Tennis Hall of Fame along with Lee. We were also happy to learn that Larry and Darren were also being inducted, bringing back fond memories of our time together at the first U.S. Olympic resident training program in Colorado Springs. With that said, we express our deepest gratitude for being our table tennis mom for over a decade and contributing to our success as American-born players, nurturing us like seeds of a flower until we fully blossom. I attribute the success of my signature style of play to your coaching, expertise, and experience. Your decision of developing me into a fast attack player using a change of pace, dead ball backhand was a masterstroke, which reflected your coaching genius. Using the medium post backhand to throw my opponents off with dead balls made me a standout player. I think you even had fun watching, especially against the men players, not being able to lift my shots over the net. You were also my rock in the coaching corner. I will always remember the times when I just look at you and you were able to get me back into focus, especially during an intense match. This psychological training has definitely stayed with me, and it has made me stronger, especially being a mother myself. Thank you for partnering me with INSOC at the first Pan American Games when I was 14 years old. This, of course, was an additional nurturing experience, which led to a successful partnership and lifelong friendship. Lisa says, your courageous coaching and fighting spirit was inspirational. Unlike her feisty, fast attacker twin, you groomed her to be a looper and sprinter and was always firmly reminding her not to be too nice to her competitors. She definitely didn't play nice with me. You helped instill that mental toughness in her, which has contributed to her success outside of table tennis. Speaking of outside of table tennis, Lisa also thanks you for being that second mom when she needed advice, counseling, or a shoulder to cry on. In times of adversity, you gave her the strength to see things through. Lastly, we will forever treasure your contribution for being part of the first U.S. Olympic table tennis team with INSOC and Sean. You brought an unbelievable work ethic and positive attitude to our sport. You were a wonderful role model to us kids. And the number of years being our national coach just represents what a world-class coach and person you are. We love you, Coach, and please enjoy your evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished members of USA Table Tennis Hall of Fame. First, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to acknowledge the passing of Bob Trethway just with a moment of silence. Bob passed November of last year. Just 10 seconds of a moment of silence. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Scott Price, and I have been involved with promoting and developing table tennis for more than 48 years. One of the greatest fortunes that I've had along the way was meeting and working with this year's Hall of Fame, Miss Henan. In 1983, when I was living in Tucson, Arizona, Bob Trethway, USA Table Tennis Program Director, invited me to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs to help develop table tennis camps for the U.S. Table Tennis Association. When I learned that I would be assisting Henan, a former Chinese world champion for these camps, I took this as a wonderful opportunity to learn from a master, and Henan is truly a master of her sport. For several years, I assisted Henan at the U.S. Olympic Center in Colorado Springs, various different camps, and even working with her at 2 world championships. She was such a pleasure to work with and one of the most knowledgeable and compassionate coaches I had the honor of working with. I can remember the first national training camp we conducted at the Olympic Training Center. The training area for the table tennis was simply called Building 65. Sounds like from Get Smart, a little private eye kind of building. Bob Trethway spearheaded these training camps and the resident training program. which contributed greatly to the development of USA table tennis. The sponsor was Brother International from New Jersey, who supported our resident training program for 4 years. Henan was the head coach for the training program, which was the first resident training program in the United States. Henan was respected from all of the junior athletes in the resident program, as well as the junior training camps. Her skills for training players and coaches was excellent, even though your English wasn't that good back then, Henan. What she couldn't say, she made up with her demonstration. The resident training program was also fortunate to be trained by some of the great Chinese coaches and players to enter the United States at that time. Henan's great relationships with the Chinese Table Tennis Association and USA Table Tennis Association provided for the diplomacy that was needed to advance the U.S. program. Coaches such as Xu Zhang, Chen Yinghua, Jack Long, Ron Lee, Virginia Sung were just a few of the coaches and players that helped train our athletes at that resident training program. There are hundreds of players, perhaps thousands, that Henan Liai made an impact on in the United States and throughout the world. Henan, here are just some of the few of the players that you may remember over the years. Ardith Lonin, Jean Lonin, Randy Cohen, Eric Owens, Jimmy Butler, Clark Ye, Jane Chewy, Dennis Wong, Darren Aratan, Jason St. George, Marta Zarowski, Sylvia Lee, Martin Vostry, Barney Reed, Christy Reed, Thomas Plasted, your daughter, Shelton Dixon, Jimmy Guan, Clark Ye, Mark Liu, Bernie Petrick, Oscar Melvin, Brian Pace, Chris Fulbright, Qingming Chui, Chi-Sun Chui, Jane Chui, Carl Schultz, Tony Gresham, Rocky Wong, Anthony Cooper, Yogesh Sapra, and Chino. I know I missed many more. I remember during one session, I think Larry Rose might remember too, you were demonstrating how to serve when the program first began. Everybody in the entire room tried to return your high toss serve. Nobody did. The programs at the Olympic Center under Henan's training helped many players reach their national and Olympic levels. The Brothers sponsorship and the resident training program put table tennis on the map as an Olympic sport that could attain corporate sponsorship. And several sponsorships soon followed. When looking back, Bob Trethway was a table tennis pioneer for his insight. And choosing Henan as a USA first Chinese coach representing the US, that was genius. As if Henan coaching 16 teenagers after school was not enough, she was also the head coach for the US World Team at the 1985 and 1989 World Championships in Gothenburg, Sweden, and Dortmund, Germany. That was where Darren was introduced to alt theater. As trainer of the US team, I had the pleasure of working with Henan at both World Championships. It was especially nice to see members of the Chinese table tennis team approach Henan with huge smiles to say hello. Henan has many friends in many places. Henan, I just want to say that I'm proud of you. I thank you. Our table tennis communities thank you. And the thousands of friends that you made around the world, thank you for making a difference in their lives. Your honor and achievements will have a comfortable home in the USATT Hall of Fame. I am forever grateful. Ladies and gentlemen and Hall of Fame members, I do introduce to you this year's Hall of Fame, Ms. Henan Liai.
Good evening, and thank you for giving me this great honor. I was happily surprised when I first heard that I inducted into the USATT Hall of Fame. I came to the United States in 1983. Everything was new to me, and I hardly spoke any English. So sometimes I have to use my body language to coach people. I'm grateful to everyone who helped and encouraged me and my family as we started our lives in this great country. Sue and Richard Butler were instrumental in helping us come to the U.S. and adapt to our new home. Sue made travel arrangements for me to coach at clinics and training camps throughout the country. Richard was always kind and supportive. He helped me with my English and gave me advice about life in America. He is greatly missed. As the U.S. team coach, I participated in quite a few international games. With all the players' trust, support, and cooperation, we made some achievements. That gave me confidence and the courage to work and live in this country. As the #1 women's player, Insuk Bushan was an invaluable member of the U.S. team. Her trust and collaboration from the very beginning to the end gave me strength and made for a positive dynamic. Thank you, Insuk. And we became friends. When I arrived in the U.S. in 1983, Yin, Lisa, and Diana G met me at the airport and gave me a warm welcome. When I arrived at their house, Betty had a feast ready for us. The next day, I started coaching Lisa and Diana. The G's hospitality helped me feel less anxious. I wish to thank Tim Bogan, who was chairman of USATT in 1984, and the entire USATT committee for sponsoring the resident training program at the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. Those years of working with the top juniors from all over the U.S. was a happy experience, and I felt useful and productive. RTP athletes included Sean O'Neill, Diana G, Lisa G, Jimmy Butler, Hannah Swears, Deering Nerican, and my daughter Lee, along with the 80 kids. Scott mentioned it already. We were also lucky to have several assistant coaches throughout the years, including Chen Yinghua, Xu Huazhang, and Jack Huang. I treasure those years working with all of them. I'd like to pay tribute to Bob Trussell. He had such enthusiasm for table tennis and provided great support for the RTP athletes. He put in much time and energy getting the RTP up and running smoothly. He was also a great English teacher, so my English, I think, is a little bit better than my dear friend Bob, thank you, and I miss you. as a longtime RTP manager, Larry Hodges was very helpful. He was devoted to the RTP kids, practicing with them and helping them with homework. These kids were young and far from home. His presence provided a much needed stability. I have met so many wonderful people through table tennis, too many to name. I'm grateful to all of them. To tell you the truth, I felt lost when I first started coaching in the US. I was famous in China and had coached world champions. I thought I was doing great things by winning world titles and bringing glory to China. I expected to do the same in the US. However, in the US, all athletes are amateurs. There was no government-sponsored teams or training programs. What can I do to produce world champions here? How do I measure success? In the US, table tennis was a small sport and very few played competitively. The people I coached ranged from 4 years old to over 80. What was the point in coaching those who would never become world-class athletes, nor desired to? After many years living in the US, I finally realized something that I did not experience in China. People played the sport for fun. Table tennis contributes to their health and happiness. So simple, yet essential. I realize that sheer joy is the greatest accomplishment and contribution one can make to others. And the US table tennis is lucky to have Scott Price as an ambassador. He is an entertaining showman and can always solicit who's and ahs from the audience. Thank you for entrusting me with coaching the table tennis athletes of this country. Thank you for the Hall of Fame induction. I am humbled by this honor. Last night, I watched the junior finals at the convention center. I was totally amazed at the skill level and the speed of play. USA table tennis has a great future, and I wish them the best of luck. Thank you.